Rangers shot and killed a black bear that was found eating a man. This is in a park right by Gatlinburg.
We now know the name of the man found dead in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park on Friday.
A rare bear attack led to the death of a man in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park.
It all happened in a remote backcountry area of the Smokies in North Carolina, off of Hazel Creek Trail near campsite 82.
But first, new at midday, we're learning the man staying at a Smokies campsite last summer likely died due to trauma caused by a bear.
Rangers identified the hiker as 43-year-old Patrick Madura of Elgin, Illinois.
Other campers found his remains nearby with a bear scavenging in that area.
Hours later, Rangers euthanized the bear.
And at that time, they found what observed to be human remains on the other side of Hazel Creek, with a bear actively scavenging on those remains.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about a man that was attacked and killed by a black bear in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Before I even say mountains, I know some of y'all are triggered by the way that I say mountains, so it's honestly just my accent. I don't know what else to tell you, but there's that. Rangers shot and killed a black bear that was found eating a man. This is in a park right by Gatlinburg. It was called Hazel Creek, and it was at campsite 82. This happened in September of 2020. The body was actually found by a group of backpackers in the park. Patrick Madura, he died from just an attack by a bear. He had a lot of trauma from that. Like I said, the backpackers were the ones that found him. They found his body. They saw the black bear just literally eating him. They first noticed an empty tent that was there in the area, and then right after they saw the tent, they saw the bear just scavenging his body. When the Rangers got there, they had to shoot and kill the bear.
Our wildlife biologists, who are experts in human-bear conflicts, believe that once a bear has scavenged on the remains of humans, that they pose a real serious risk of doing that behavior again. We never want bears to associate people with food.
Since 1990, the park has euthanized 57 bears for management reasons.
And in comparison, during that same time frame, we've had 178 bears killed by vehicles.
Park staff says there are always risks to backcountry camping in bear territory, and hikers should be aware of what to do when encountering bears in the wild. In the Smokies, I'm Katie Inman.
Right after they found the body and had to shoot and kill the bear, they closed Hazel Creek Trail, and they didn't open it again for a while. Patrick was 43 years old from Illinois. He was like an avid outdoorsman. He had a degree in biology. He just loved everything outdoors. He really preferred to go places on his own. There wasn't a whole lot of information about him. I just don't think he had much family. Like I said, he liked to go places alone. He camped alone, he hiked alone. And that honestly is super dangerous, especially in the Great Smoky Mountains in Gatlinburg. They didn't have any additional information like if he had food out or really what caused the attack. But Patrick was trained as an EMT, he was a firefighter, and I don't know if he had any weapons on him, in case he had a bear attack or encountered one. I don't know if he had mace or anything on him, but they really tell you that you should have that stuff on you before you go hiking, especially if you're by yourself.
Hazel Creek Trail on the North Carolina side of the Smokies is off the beaten path. Usually people travel by boat to get there.
So it's an extremely remote area of the park.
This YouTube video, taken in 2018, gives an eye into the secluded backcountry area. It's a miles-long hike to get to campsite 82, where backpackers arrived Friday night and found an empty tent.
And they began to look for the owners of the tent.
They left immediately to find cell phone service to alert the park. Rangers got the call around 7 p.m. They made it out to the area around midnight.
And a bear was still actively scavenging on the remains. So at that point, they made the decision to euthanize that bear.
While the Rangers don't know if the man's death is a result of foul play, the park says killing the bear was necessary in this situation.
But honestly, fatal attacks by bears, they say, are extremely rare. And I really thought, in Gatlinburg and there's like 1,500 bears. They said there's like 1 or 2 bears per square mile. So it's super populated with bears. They just have so many rules and regulations. And recently a woman in Cades Cove was cited by the police for feeding a bear peanut butter.
In the Great Smoky Mountains National Park cited some Cades Cove visitors after they fed peanut butter to a bear. Rangers say the bear showed signs of being food conditioned. They say the visitors confessed this weekend. Rangers then captured the bear, tagged its ear before releasing it. The park said it's critical bears never be fed or approached for their protection and for the safety of visitors.
And that is super dangerous, and it's like a big fine because, you know, the bears start to associate people with food. So they think that might be why there's potential attacks and things like that. But honestly, his attack was only the second one in the Great Smoky Mountains in the park in 80 years. So at the Little River Trail back in 2000, another person was killed. And the people that found them was like a Boy Scout group. They found a body and 2 bears just like eating the body and scavenging the body. So I can't imagine just what those boys thought when they came across that. Just an average day of camping, walking a trail, and then you see that. So the park takes like super high measures, you know, to prevent these bear attacks. They have like, I don't know what you call them. They're like aerial, like zip lines that people can put like their food on and things like that. They provide just all the education they can to prevent people from getting, you know, attacked by bears. They also close certain campsites where they think like bear activity might be high for the day. So that's good that they take measures like that, and it's up to people to listen to that and, you know, take responsibility for that. They tell people that you need to hike in groups of 3 or more, and the fact that he was by himself and camping in a tent by himself and just totally isolated is really scary to think about. They say if a bear attacks you that you need to try to stand your ground and fight with whatever is around you, and I honestly don't know how like you could overpower a bear, but that's just the advice that the National Park gives. I hope there's no other bear attacks. I hope that people really take in consideration the things that the National Park tells you. You know, it's Gatlinburg, so there's so many bears around. They literally just cross the street when you're driving down the main strip, and a lot of people are just fascinated by them, especially people that don't live around here. And if they have cubs around them, then you better like watch out, because the mom will come after you. And especially in Cades Cove, that's a huge area. Like I mentioned earlier, the woman feeding the bear with the peanut butter, that's an area where there's so many bears. You're always gonna see bears there. So my cinematographer, Tarell Lee Films, and I went to the Gatlinburg mansion to film a wedding. It was like in the fall, and it's deep in Gatlinburg. It's on a super high mountain. There's a bunch of cabins along with it, just real secluded, and you look outside and there's just bears, especially trying to get into the trash bins. And the people at the wedding weren't from here, and they were just like fascinated. They were trying to like go over there and pet them, and like I'm thinking, y'all don't understand how these bears are. But like I said, people that aren't from this area just don't run into that often, and they're just amazed by it, and you really can't blame them, but it's just dangerous. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, let me know what suggestions you have, and don't forget to catch my next video.